Today we have a Range Rover and we are going to do a walk around of this vehicle. Volume because happy can confuse it for a volume adjustment no. Every person that sees this car anasemanga tu we sawa hadi wazae like. Thanks for tuning in back to my YouTube channel. In this episode we have an interesting SUV to talk about, being the Range Rover Velar R Dynamic. That's a pretty long name, isn't it? Yes, but we always strip off the Land Rover bit. No one actually refers to these vehicles as Land Rovers anymore. We just say Range Rover Velar, Range Rover Sport, Range Rover Autobiography, because that's more convenient. If you haven't already and you love content about cars, please consider subscribing to my channel like right now. Help me reach to 500. Thank you. This specific Velar has the R Dynamic package, which is an exterior styling package that it gets. You can take a look at the way the black accents have been used everywhere around the vehicle, at the grille, at the splitter, even the grille at the bottom. You can see the top side of the vehicle having that black accent as well. On the rear side, the bottom, the diffuser, the wheels, and even the badges themselves are in black. The Velar falls right in between the Range Rover Sport and the Range Rover Evoque, the Sport being at the top, of course. That's in terms of the size, the price, and even the luxury factor. You can see that when we get into the interior. We also get engine options, being from the 2-liter and all the way to the supercharged V6. Actually, you have a maximum of 6 cylinders for the Velar, unlike the V8 that you get on the Range Rover Sport. This particular one, being the D240, has a 2-liter inline-4 diesel engine with a turbo on it. Just to give you a cheat sheet on how to actually tell between the differences, if you see a D on any Range Rover, it means it has a diesel engine, and then the number that comes after the D for this, for instance, is the D240. That number represents the horsepower output of that particular engine. So for this case, we have 240 horsepower coming from this diesel inline-4. We have this R Dynamic badge. It's very small, by the way. You can't really notice it unless you come very close to the vehicle. I absolutely love the door handle design on the Range Rover Velar. The way it pops in when the vehicle is locked and then pops out when you unlock the vehicle. Boy, doesn't it look cool? Speaking of unlocking the vehicle, let's take a look at the inside. In the typical Land Rover fashion, we have a two-tone color setup with a beige and a black leather interior. The interior is decently spacious and it seats 4 people comfortably. What I love about the seats is that they have a massaging function, so you can get your back and your butt getting massaged as you drive down the highway. The only thing I did not like about it is that you can only access the massage function using the screen over here. And that is something the car reviewers have been complaining about for a long time, but manufacturers just seem to not care about it. They are putting everything embedded in screens. The climate control, you have to use the screen, and that is really not the best way, especially if you're driving, because you'll have to be distracted trying to control your climate. If you had buttons, you just stretch your hand out and you press them, or use knobs to adjust something, but screens are a little bit messy. Still, I'll give credit to where it's due. The screen setup here is very neat, and the way they have integrated these knobs in the screen is just a very clean setup. It actually almost eradicates the issue I'm complaining about right now. Anyways, enough of the complaining. We have some contextual steering controls. That means that they can change according to what you're trying to control currently on your screens, or even on the menu that is on the dashboard right in front of you. Finally, on to the price. This Range Rover Velar from 2018 goes for around 16 million Kenya shillings. That's pretty expensive, especially considering competitors like the BMW X5 from 2019, which will go for around 12 million or even 11.5 million Kenya shillings. That's just my thought. Maybe you have your own input on that.